Hi guys, how's it going today? Today we are going to edit this photo of this dog. This was a photo I took for a local animal rescue just to help her get adopted. This is not really an example of my portraiture work. This is not something that's going to be hanging in someone's home for 20 years. This is basically just going to go on their website to show people that are searching online, oh my gosh, look at this cute dog we have. You should definitely come adopt it. So everything's not going to be quite perfect in this photo, but I'm going to still give you some really cool tips and tricks that you can use to apply to your photos to make them picture perfect. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do is take out this red leash. And to start with, I'm just going to make it a little bit less noticeable. Like I said, this isn't going to be hanging in someone's home. I probably don't need to edit this whole leash out. So just for the beginning of this video, I'm just going to make it less noticeable. Later in the video at the end, I'll go ahead and take it completely out. But just, maybe you have like a blue trash can or something in the back of your photo you want to make less noticeable. This is going to be a great way to do that. So let's get started there. And I want to tell you, I set myself up for success when I grabbed this red leash. I knew that I might have to kind of restrain the dogs a little bit to keep them from running around in the yard that they had access to so I could get a good photo. So I grabbed red because I knew that that would be an easy color to take out. So sometimes you have the option to make life easy for yourself. And if you do, absolutely take it. So I'm going to start with my actions. If you need a copy of my actions, you can email me at gretchen@gretchenotero.com. And I'm also working on developing a place on my website, gretchenotero.com, where you can just go in and download them yourself. But for now, send me that email. And we're going to start with a saturation slider. I just clicked it, said OK. And since the leash is red, I'm going from master to red. And meow, there we go. Made it a little less red. I'm going to take my lightness, darken it up just a little bit so it's just not so noticeable, and say okay. Now you might have noticed that we lost these brilliant eyes and the color in the ear. That's okay. We're just going to go take our 100% brush, and again, these tool presets are available through Gretchen at gretchenotero.com, or like I said, I'll be working on developing something for my website where you can download those. And we're just going to brush back in the dog's color so we don't have a dog missing all of its fun red color. Now I am getting some of the leash in this, and that's totally okay. And I'm just clicking, I'm holding my click, holding. Get this little foot back here. I let go of the click, and now I'm re-clicking just to kind of get this area here. And there we go. And now I'll toggle on and off just to make sure I got everything. I feel like I didn't get this right here, so I'm clicking. There we go. And then to kind of put the leash back to gray, I'm going to click that and then go to, I just drag up to the corner to get a completely white brush, say OK, 100%. Use my bracket key to make it smaller and then click, and I'm just dragging right here along this red leash. If I needed to go in, really zoom and fine tune it, I could. But like I said, this is just going to go on their website, hopefully for a very short period of time so this sweet baby can get a home. So there we go. I think this is how I delivered at least the leash part of this photo to the client. Just sort of made it less noticeable. It's not so much there. Later on, we'll take it completely out. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten this. F8 on my keyboard, or click here for flatten on my actions, or layer, flatten image would all get you there. Now we want to get rid of this white line, so I'm going to use my quick selection tool. Keyboard shortcut is W. I'm using my bracket key to make it a little bit bigger, and I'm just painting this area. I know I got some of the dog. It's fine because we're going to go, so click minus, zoom in, and I'm just holding and clicking through all of here, holding my click to get rid of that. I'm still holding the click. There we go. I'm going to clean up this little toe. That's good. And then click again. Drag, drag, drag. Still holding this click. There we go. Oh, it's all right, right? That's okay. Right there, maybe. I'm sure you saw that. You're like, oh, you missed the spot. I got it. Okay, cool. Man, maybe I'm gonna get that right there. I feel like it'll make it easier for me. All right, super cool now. Right click, content aware fill. Okay, and now I just want to take as much blue area as I can. This is all one single click, and we can see how that looks. It looks pretty good. I'm going to throw in some of this down here to see how that looks. Let's see over here. I don't like that. Control Z. Meh. Throw in this over here. That's actually a little better. Kind of digging that because I know I'm going to go back and fix this a little more. I'm just using the content aware just to like help me out. Like, hey, kind of fill this in a little bit and I'll come back in and do the rest. We'll leave that selected. I don't like it. So I'm just hitting Control Z when I'm like, no, I don't like that. We're going to apply, say OK, and then Control D to deselect. So I can tell, you can probably tell that this has been worked on. I'm grabbing my clone stamp, keyboard shortcut S. I'm going to, oh, right here, see we're working on a layer. There's before and after. I'm just going to flatten that. I use my keyboard shortcut F8. And now I have my clone stamp selected right here. Right click. I'm sorry, Alt click. There we go, Alt click. And just kind of brush this in. I also, I'm in, my opacity is 49%. I undid that. Just so I can kind of have a softer line that I'm working with. Alt click right here. Alt click. Brush it here. There we go. Alt click. And I'm just trying to take out, Alt click, this hard line that we're working with. You see it, make it small, it like runs right there. The eye can see that. Alt click, there we go. And like I said, this is not going to be perfect because it doesn't have to be. It's just going to go on the website. It's probably going to be viewed at a size about this on someone's cell phone. This is not going in someone's home, so it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. But since I am trying to teach you something, I do want to make it pretty good. There we go. And I'm just, every time you see that little target appear, there's a target, that's a new Alt click where I'm selecting a new space to clone from. I undid, that didn't look good. Alt click, there we go. I'm going to bring my opacity up because I want to work in this small area right here. And I don't want to have to work on it a lot. I think that's pretty good. And then my opacity is still at 76%. Alt click. There we go. I know this foot looks a little wonky. I'm okay with it. Like I said, this is not, doesn't have to be perfect. I am going to go back though, into my history palette and go back to where before we did the content fill. So if I said before, there we go. This is where we're at. Oh, this is where we're at now. I am going to take my history state, which is here, and I'm going to select, and just stay with me, I'll show you what we're doing. I'm going back to this. Put that back down there. And to do that, I select this little box right here and select that. And then I grab my history brush, which is so cool. You can like go back in time just in a specific area. And I just want to run it along the edge here of his body or her body, just to kind of soften this hard edge that we have. This is super helpful. I love the history brush. I use it all the time. You can do a million different things with it. I hit Control Z right there. That was a little too much. There we go. And I'm going to show you the before and after with this. It just softens it just a little bit. Get rid of that hard edge. There we go. And so they're, see, it's just like a hard, sharp edge. Now it's just a little bit softer. Cool. Let's clean up the leaves. For this, we're going to use our Spot Healing Brush Tool. There's also the Healing Brush Tool. I prefer Spot. With the Healing Brush Tool, it's like the clone stamp. You have to Alt click and then pick your spot to cover. I'm going to hit Control Z. With the Spot Healing Brush Tool, you don't have to Alt click. You can just run over things. Here I go. Just super fast. I love it. I prefer it. You can even kind of use it to blend to blend edges and things like that. If you need to do that, this is great for retouching people's faces. This leaf is going to come out when we take the leash out. And I went back to my clone stamp here, Alt click, opacity 100, and I'm just going to get rid of that up there because we might as well, right? Awesome. Looks good. I'm cool with this. I think this is all right, guys. So now, as promised, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and take out this leash. This part's super easy. The part where we have the dog, a little bit more challenging. So we're just going to I'm in the clone stamp mode, Alt click, and just boom, gone. I'm going to grab my heel brush tool and just kind of blur that in. And then the hardest part about this is really, we need a line here. The dog has to have an outer line. So I'm taking all of this out. Just getting to the very last of what I need to work with. That. And then I'm going to select her body. Go. And then maybe this, that's not good. I hit Control Z. You mess up, just hit Control Z. There we go. And then we're just going to blend this in. I'm just using, every time you see the little target, I've control clicked in a new area. I'm trying to pick areas where the fur will kind of match and blend. Like I'm not clicking up here and putting her little chin hair down there. Control Z. I'm just taking areas that I think will match and blend well. There, I've made a duplicating pattern, which tells viewers that, hey, this has been edited. So I'm going to go to normal, from normal mode to lighten. Because what I really want to do is just lighten this right here. So I'm going to do Alt click. And my opacity, I'm going to take it down to 40. Alt click. There we go. I just lightened it. And it helps just a little bit. Yeah, the leash is still there. We're going to go back and get that. Now here, maybe go back to normal. And a lot of this, guys, you might do something like, that was awful, and just undo it. Try it again. Control Z is your best friend. Bob Ross does Happy Birds. If you need to cover up a mistake, here we do Control Z. So there's nothing wrong with using that. Control Z is undo, and this is your good friend. I'm going to bring that back up to 100%. And there we go. Just clicking right along here. I'm going to go back to lighten. Get that. Ooh, that would be good, right? This dark spot bothers me. Maybe it's actually on the dog. I don't know, but it bothers me. There we go. That looks good. Totally into that. Wow, that's fun. Let's look. See if we can go back in our history state. That's all more history. I can go back, but there we have the leash on. Leash off. I'm good with this. Yes, I mean, maybe we can still see it a little bit. I'm fine with that. Like I said, this is going on their website. It's going to be this big. It's perfect. Super cute. The last thing I want to do, maybe not the last thing, I have this cool action called Sparkle Eyes. So we're going to click it. Wait, it didn't do anything. That's completely normal. We're going to go grab our history brush. If I had it at 100%, we would really see what it does. That's excessive, right? So we're just going to take Sparkle Eyes at like 20% and just hit those eyes, maybe the nose, and it just adds a little bit of sparkle and fun. So we can see after, before, after, just a little bit of sparkle to the eyes. I always like to add a black vignette, and I'm going to use my 50% brush, kind of brush away everything, 100% to draw your eye towards the center, and then just a 17% to soften this up. So before, after, not a huge difference. Hit F8. And guys, that's it. That is the lesson for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, hit the notification bell, all those things. If you have anything you want to send me, if you're stumped on a Photoshop question, send it over to me, Gretchen at GretchenOtero.com. Don't forget to swing by my website, see if those downloads are up and available yet, GretchenOtero.com. All of this will be in the description. And thanks so much for watching, guys.